We are live.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's Dale Jr. This is the Ask Junior portion of the show. For the Tuesday show, I have a little frog in my throat from head cold I've had since Saturday.
You sound so like Morgan Freeman.
Really? Yeah, I'll take that. But I was just answering a text message from my wife, Amy, who has found us a faucet.
All right.
Yeah, I have a faucet in my house that kicked the bucket. So we're going to get that tuned up.
Didn't have any others?
No spare faucets. It's the sink in the bathroom, and I went in there to use it, and there's not a lot of water pressure.
Oh.
And I've had some issues in the past with some pipes, some in my whole house. Some of the T's and the elbows and stuff were by this company that made them out of bad material, and they got sued and went out of business. But we ended up having to go through the whole house and replace every single elbow, every single T, and all of the water lines. And we missed a few, of course. Not
by the kitchen, though, right?
And so those would break, and we would find, we would have a catastrophe.
Bad.
But I thought that maybe I had one of those that we didn't find break in the wall, but it's actually the faucet itself. So I just took it apart yesterday. And Amy's got me a new one. It'll be here Friday.
That reminded me of, which I thought was kind of creepy. You know the hands that hold the towels?
Mm-hmm. You don't like this?
No, because I'm always scared that I'm going to put the towel on and it's just going to squeeze. It's going to squeeze, and whoa, who's... It's weird.
Yeah, in our bathroom, our guest bathroom, or the bathroom in the house that everybody uses, community bathroom. Our towels are they're hands that come out of the wall.
It's a hand that goes. It's just sits there like this, and I'm like,
it's like a thing, like in the Addams Family. It's a hand, and you hang the towel on the hand.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
that's pretty sweet.
We've had a fun show.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, everybody's been very polite.
Yeah, Dale, you look great.
Thanks. You too, man. Andrew, Travis is sick, and we're so worried about him. We hope he gets well.
Yes. He did start the show, though.
He did start the show.
3 minutes. We did a driver swap.
He gets credit for the producer.
He gets the points.
I'm nowhere to be found on Racing Reference.
Yeah.
But
he looked fine. Sure, everyone's worried about him.
I want to remind everybody this weekend, tune in right here. Just listen just for a second. The Cars Tour, they're coming in on the close of their season, and they race this weekend at South Boston. We have a great battle for the championship between Landon Lewis and Connor Hall. Landon Lewis drives Kevin Harvick's car, and Connor Hall drives mine, and they're battling out for the championship. There's some other drivers that are still alive in the points, but looks like it probably come down between them two. You never know, though. Anything can happen at South Boston, and that'll be live on Flow on Saturday night. So make sure you set your clocks to be able to tune in and support the Cars Tour and everything we're doing there. Ask Junior is brought to you by Xfinity Wi-Fi. Trying to think if I've had anything happen here lately with my Wi-Fi, but it's been so dependable. Yeah.
No news is good news.
No news is good news. I did, there's an addition at this house where I have my Xfinity Wi-Fi pumping away, right? And the guy that came and wired the addition, he put everywhere he put a receptacle for internet, he put two. So he put two data ports in each receptacle. But in the closet where the utility box is, where all this cable stuff runs, he only put one splitter. And so only one of the data ports works on all of the receptacles, and I went in there this past weekend and added a additional splitter just like the one he had in there, and now I got more ports, right? Because my speeds are booming. You know that.
Oh,
Xfinity
absolutely.
Wi-Fi. It's like having a NASCAR engine in your house, literally, just running wide open. That'd be pretty noisy, actually. It doesn't make any noise. Wi-Fi, Xfinity Wi-Fi is silent. One of the more quieter Wi-Fis. He's looking at me like, what the hell? Choose the right plan for you, and you're off to the races with the best streaming experience for NASCAR and all your favorite sports. NFL's back at it. So, you can watch everything. They don't just raise the bar; they stream in overdrive, and we're a customer and very happy. But yeah, let's get to the questions, I suppose.
Let's do it. Yeah, the YouTube chat is popping off. Happy birthday to Josh Evans.
Oh, Josh Evans.
So he's in the area. He's going to be checking out some race shops, which is awesome. But this first question is from Ben. Do you have FOMO not racing this weekend at Bristol?
No, not really. I enjoyed doing those one-offs over the last couple of years. Had some pretty good cars. Might have been able to battle for the win once that one night where the battery cable caught on fire, but went back I think a year later and ended up running 7th or so. So that was pretty fun. But I'll be honest. In those races, like driving that car, I'd be running along about, stage 2 halfway through the race. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I wanted to do this. I'm here and I got in the car and I drove it and I'm good, And so nothing about it was, I guess, sitting there running around and going, man, I've had fun. I'm pretty content and I could pull over and get out and not care about the end result.
Was that while the radios worked or didn't work?
Yeah.
Did the radios not work at some point?
Last year, you had to do a helmet swap.
Well, I remember last year was like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was chaotic.
It was very chaotic.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, we had to come down. I remember now. We had to come down pit road multiple times, give up tons of track position.
Yes.
And drove back to 7th.
I know, yeah.
Hey.
That's impressive.
I don't know. You know what? I do miss it. Now I do.
Oh.
Yeah. But I have no plans to come back and do it. I'll probably regret not running one or two. But when it's all said and done, I'll probably go. If you say, if you were to find me at 65 years old, right? Let's say 10, 15 years from now, I'm absolutely say to you, I should have ran a couple more because they are fun and I am competitive. We got a reasonably good setup there, and I love the racetrack, and I get up for it, and I get excited about it. When I was a kid, going to Bristol, the night race was my favorite weekend. Loved it. And I still do today, even though the track's changed and things are different. And maybe the Bristol that I loved in, say, 1987 doesn't exist anymore. But I still go there, and I know that it's still Bristol, right?
Right.
And I just love the vibe. Yeah. It's not – you got to go. You got to go – feel the vibe.
You got to see the track when you walk through them tunnels and stuff.
When they get going at night in that cup race, it's a deal, man. You got to check it out. You got to feel it. And I'm going this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to go to the Xfinity race.
All right.
I think I'm taking my girls. So we might hop up in a suite and hang out a little bit, but see how our boys do. Yeah, but I probably should run one or two more, but I don't know if and when I'll do that. So
Wilkesboro,
I don't really want to run Wilkesboro with a new pavement, but there's a chance that by the time I'm 55 or 58 years old, maybe that pavement's kind of worn out a little bit, and I can just hop out there and do it. I don't have any problem with getting in my Xfinity car in 8 years and running a one-off.
You'd do that.
I would. What the hell? Why the hell not?
Yeah.
The Roval.
Yeah. No, not running the Roval. I'd run Bristol again. I'd run Wilkesboro once the pavement wears out. If they ever did go to Nashville,
fairgrounds,
I'd probably contemplate going and running that one as well. So, I mean, and I really do want to do a truck race, but I just can't figure out where to run one that'd be fun for me, right? I have certain things that I think are fun, and like Martinsville, my kind of track, but I don't like the racing there.
Not your type of
and
ending.
It's a little short. You don't even get into the bad side of the tire, right?
Yeah.
To where the tire's messing around.
That's the problem with the truck races is
the Xfinity. I went to run the Xfinity race at Martinsville. It was miserable because the stages are too short, and you don't get to where you can take advantage of being better at driving a race car.
I agree.
Because once the tire starts to fail, and you lose rear drive, and and different things. The brakes get mad, and the tires blow up with air pressure because the tire. You got the brakes mad. Like if you're smart, you can do good things early in the run that'll make your car really great at lap 80 and 100.
Which is so much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah, it is.
But they never get to that point. They never do. The race is already, the stage is over, and there ain't enough power, too, in the Xfinity cars at Martinsville. You stand in the gas, and it's like stepping in a bucket of water. Yeah.
You've never run a truck race before, right?
Never.
Dang.
Yeah.
I could have sworn you ran at least a few, but never stepped foot in a truck.
Maybe I'll run that truck race at 58 years old at Wilkesboro.
Yeah. All right.
Wilkesboro.
We'll pencil it in.
Don't hold me to it, people. This
clip is going to pop up in 8 years.
We're just shooting the crap here. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, this next question ties right into Bristol, which is great. Sam wants to know, what's your favorite memory of the Bristol night race? Whether that be driving or going as a kid, I guess.
Yeah. My favorite memory, I have a lot, dude. I talked about this one during the documentary. I don't remember if this made the cut on the documentary or not, but 1984, I think Dad's leading the race. I'm 10, so forgive me if I got some of the statistics wrong, but I think Dad's leading the race. This is very early. This is only like year 2 or 3 of living with Dad and really, really knowing like what my dad does, right? And going to these races and going, holy crap, like this is a big deal. And so we're at the Bristol night race. Dad's leading. He's in the Blue Goose, the blue Wrangler car with the yellow hood. And he spins down the front straightaway, and all 4 tires are flat. And he's kind of stuck, right, trying to get going, and he gets lapped. And he ended up losing the race. I think Terry Labonte won, or he's in a battle for the championship with Terry, neck and neck for the most part, up until right that point in the season. And I remember even at 10 years old being aware enough that, Dad spinning out of the lead and having 4 flat tires and losing a lap, all that was bad. But also the 44 car, Terry Labonte, was consistent every single week and running top 5, top 4, top 3. And I'm like, we can't have races like this.
Iceman.
Yeah. And I cried. I was sitting on top of a comfort coach van, dead center of the infield. I remember looking across toward the flag stand and being able to barely kind of see Dad's car between Dad and pit crew and other vans and other obstacles and buildings and so forth. And just, there he goes, sliding backwards. And I'm like, crap. And I remember, crying because it was heartbreaking.
Why? It was just one race. You're still in the playoffs.
You're a kid, man.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still in the playoffs. I guess your joke. We didn't care. We were still in the playoffs.
Yeah, you were locked in.
It was devastating, man. And that was why racing was amazing. That's what we were. Never mind. That's one. I remember watching a cup. I don't think they had a tunnel, but me and I believe Brad Means, Jimmy's son, he's been on the show. We decided we were going to go watch the race outside the track in turn 2 up on the grassy hill.
Yeah, you told the story on the guest show.
And I'm the greatest thing about that was we were like we had the perfect angle to literally see as the guys were coming around the corner, we could see so perfectly into the car and see them driving. Yeah. And I remember Michael, this was right around Michael Waltrip's driving a 30 Pennzoil car. And I'm thinking about that Pontiac nose, and that whole Pontiac nose was like a mold. The whole nose of the car was a mold. When the race was over, the nose on Michael's car, and he'll laugh, the nose on Michael's car looked like a jigsaw puzzle. Like it was busted entirely all the way across the front, the bottom, everything in these perfectly tiny, 2-inch by 2-inch pieces. The whole nose. Well, it looked like a jigsaw puzzle, and I'm like, damn, whole 55 or 500 laps and just beating and banging. One year, Dad and Teresa parked the van in turn 1, and a couple other. So like the Busch race ran, and then they all left and got out of the track, and everybody moved their vans to wherever they wanted, right, to be able to get out of the racetrack quicker. So Dad put his van over in turn 1 on the interior of turn 1, and there was really this rinky-dink kind of guardrail guarding us but we were 30 yards from the apron. It was a ways. The cars couldn't get there. They were going to go down the front straightaway and go by us before they got to the apex of the corner, so we were fine. But me and Brad Means and all our other friends, crew chiefs and drivers' sons, we all pile up on top of this van. And we watching the cars. We're literally like 50 feet away from the cars as they buried into, coming down into turn 1. Wow, and bury and bounce into the corner and land into that banking and up the track they go and back into gas and back down the track, double apexing off of 2, just over and over and over. And we could watch a lot of things that TV misses even back then. You'd see guys in 30th like knock each other sideways in the corner. Next lap through, the guy retaliates. Mm-hmm. Next lap through, another retaliation. One after, and we're seeing it. We're like, watch them. Here they come. He hits him again, And you're only seeing that because you're there. I remember at one particular point, I think Brett Bodine was driving either the 15 for Bud Moore or the 26 car, but he got into a bit of a back and forth retaliation that lasted multiple laps and eventually drew out a yellow in turn 1 one night, and we were just like, holy crap, wow, they're all mad at each other.
Which is great.
Yeah. I remember being there when I remember sitting in that same spot when Sterling backed that 22 Maxwell House car into turn 1, and the thing burst into flames. So we were sitting in the same spot in turn 1, right where it happened. And earlier in the race, Sterling spun out, backed his car into the wall. They come down pit road, and the deck lid and everything was mashed down. The team thought it was to be able to get the deck lid back up, Andrew, to be able to get the deck lid back up. They set 2 jack stands on the fuel cell.
Dropped it.
No.
Oh, just set it on.
They put two jack stands
inside, yeah,
in the trunk. And bungee corded them down to the fuel cell rack, and that held the deck lid up.
Oh my God!
And then he went in there and backed it in the wall again. Those 2 jack stands went through the top of the fuel cell. If you look at pictures of this 22 Maxwell House car, you can see the jack stands tumbling down the banking in the fire.
I never knew that.
Yeah. That's why that car burst into flames like it did, because it shoved those jack stands through the top of the fuel cell.
Ooh.
Wow.
And just crazy. Yeah.
No, oh my God.
Yeah, buddy.
Bristol, you've got to see it in person too. The banking there, until you see
they're
incredible.
I know people think that I'm just trolling when I'm posting all these pictures about asphalt Bristol and telling Marcus to pave it. When that place, if you went to that racetrack in 1987 and or just anywhere around that time and sat down in the corner and watched them go into the turn, man, it was magic. So cool. Mm-hmm. And while the next iteration of the racetrack was a lot of fun as well, the concrete version that we had before this, you had to kind of clip this little spot in turn 2 on the corner exit. Yeah. There was just little quirks about it, the racetrack, that were cool back then, and we had exciting, wild, dramatic finishes on the concrete surface. While that's true, the magic of that asphalt, man, was just special. And the way the cars had to run the corner when it was asphalt, it's just incredible. And so
the way you talk about it, I wish I could experience Bristol even back when it was like the grass, like the grassy on the exterior of the racetrack instead of grandstands. Like I wish I could just go back and just witness a race.
So they didn't sell tickets out on the hill, and mostly when the Busch race was going to run, if they were going to be a Busch race at night or even in the afternoon, a lot of times when they were going to run that Busch race at night, they'd already had happy hour. So happy hour is the final practice. Mm-hmm. And so on Saturday before the Sunday, or I guess this would be Friday. So on Friday, right, the Cup guys would have their happy hour and then they would be done. And they had to get out of the track. Or there's no tunnel, no walk under, no pedestrian walk under tunnel or nothing. So when they opened the gate before the Busch race, you had to leave if you wanted to get out, and you did, right? And so everybody that was in the industry, the garage, mechanics, crew chiefs, other Cup drivers that weren't running in the Busch race would usually go up and sit on that grassy hill. And then they'd close the gate, Busch race happens, right? And you either sit there on the grassy hill and watch the race, or you go to the hotel, whatever you're going to do. And so it was a lot of mechanics and crew members and different people sitting on that hill right next to the grandstands in turn 2. Yeah. It was pretty fun.
That's cool. I saw just someone mention in the YouTube chat, Damon mentioned Cletus, and he's racing the ARCA race at Bristol this weekend. I guess Thursday, I think, a few days. Do you have any advice for Cletus?
Just race the track. Don't try to force anything that's not there. And
that's good advice.
Yeah.
It's easy to get in trouble at Bristol by putting yourself in a bad spot. Like, it's easy to find trouble.
Yeah. I think that he's actually ran there at Bristol, so he's seen the track before. It was when it was dirt, so I don't know if that he's ran it on asphalt, but I know he did some Crown Vic stuff on dirt there and some different things. Mm-hmm. So and I know that that's like, oh man, well that doesn't matter. It does. The optics of it, like when you go to a racetrack you've never been to and you drive out there for the very first time, you're lost for a little bit, right? And you got to learn the whole track. So at least he's seen it pulled out on the banking, and even if it was dirty, pulled out on the track, and he knows kind of what it looks like and what's coming, right? And so I would lean into that. It's gonna have a lot of grip with that tire and that car, but for the most part, I would just, take the easy spots. Don't get yourself in trouble trying to race somebody for a spot that's difficult to get. Because he's in a situation too where he has the damage clause. If he crashes the car, he's got to repair it. I've talked to him about all this, and so he has concerns, right, about like expenditure and. I want to go, I want to race, I want to have fun. I'm spending a lot of money to do this. And in my mind, I've spent this chunk to go and be here. I don't want to end the race and have to write a whole nother check, right, for all the damage.
Yeah.
And if you wreck there, you're going to have
for something that's preventable, at least.
So let's just go out there and not have to write another check when it's all said and done.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. We got time for a few more questions. This one's from Kevin. He wants to know, did you ever solve your Wasp problem?
I'm working on it. I did. It is that time of year where they're not on the nests anymore. It's cool, temperature's down, so that's the time where you want to get rid of those old nests. And I have had some luck, honestly, with those paper mache. They're kind of like paper mache, but they're these expandable paper wasp nests, and they're the big kind. They look like wasp. Old traditional giant wasp nests.
But it's paper mache.
But it's fake. It's fake. You buy them.
Yeah.
They're like a decoy.
So what happens?
You have no clue what I'm talking about.
Never seen one. What happens if we have that?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they don't. They see that and they're territorial, and they're like, well, there's already a nest here. I don't want to get my ass kicked, so I'm going to go somewhere else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Dang.
I never heard that before, but sounds right.
That's why they sell them, I believe, because they probably work. So I have had some success. I put one of those. So I got a boat. I got a houseboat, the Gibson.
Yeah.
And I keep it at a dock, and there's wasp nests and all kinds of stuff happening around the dock, and but I put one of those in the bimini top of the boat up in the steerage, and no wasps. There was not one wasp nest built in that boat this summer.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think it works.
Who knew?
Because usually the wasps will get up underneath the fiberglass and build nests up in there and hide in there, and your ass will be sitting right next to them and not even know it. And so until they want to come after you. So I put that thing in there, and not a wasp one. So I hung one of those outside around my pool area. And this past weekend, I was there for 2 days and didn't see much activity. So.
Wow, I'm seeing some people backing you up in the YouTube chat. Bobby said those fake nests do in fact work.
Deter, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
good
great
to know.
Yeah, have you been stung by bees a lot?
I got stung by a wasp once.
Just
recently.
Once. Oh,
well, I've been stung by bees and wasps when I was a kid.
yeah.
But as you age, you tend to do a pretty good job of avoidance.
Yeah.
But there was a wasp nest in my kid's play set outside, and I went up there, and I had one of these long retractable wands that it's a duster for I guess fans and stuff.
That sounds like a good idea.
I went up there and I was gonna knock that sun gun down, and I hit it, and then I ran away like 20 feet. Right, I back up, and I'm like, oh man, now I can watch them. They're like, well, they're all mad.
They're pissed.
I'm standing there. I'll never forget it. I'm standing there watching them, and they're 20 feet away.
I'd pay to see this,
And-
so you know.
In slow motion, there's a wasp, and it's like he's like flying, and he goes, he did it. And he turns, and I'm looking, and he turns, and he flies right at me, wide open, like right in between my eyes and right into my nose. And it was like a kamikaze move. Like he was like, I'm not surviving this. I'm ready to lose my life for the crew.
Oh my God.
He flew into me wide open and ran into my nose, instantly stinging me right on the nose.
Oh my gosh.
And I suppose he died. I don't know. In my mind, he that was his last heroic move.
Forgotten country.
Yes.
What if he lived? He's a hero.
I got
Yeah.
and I feel the sting, and I see him coming, right? And so I'm like walking backwards, and I fall, right?
He knocked you over?
I fell like in the trying to maneuver, right? Trying to get. I'm like trying to get away. This is happening. I can't do anything about it, and I fall down, and then I got up, and I remember like thinking I was walking back to the house, and I'm like, that hurt. This hurts so bad. I mean, it's right on the end of my nose, and Amy and everybody was standing outside the house saw it.
And the funniest part is probably like the wasps are small to see, so like if
probably
you're
can't
far enough away, you're just like falling over, freaking out for no reason.
Dude, he come flying at me, and I'm like, damn. He's aiming right at me. You're just kind of in this, and it was a second. It was like a boom, but it felt like I was like, wow, man. I was impressed by him. He was like, I'm coming there.
You did not save this on the camera or something.
No, there's no cameras.
Oh,
I know.
We'll just have to recreate it.
I mean, I go back to the beginning of it. A duster in a wasp nest. That sounds like
I was just gonna knock it down.
Yeah, because that sounds like a great idea.
I hit it, and it didn't even fall. And
So you got him mad first, and then you knocked it down.
No, I didn't knock it down.
Just
I
made him
hit
mad.
it. It didn't. I hit it, and I ran. It didn't fall. They got mad. They came
This
out.
sounds like something you would do at like 12, like not at the age you're at now. Like,
I don't know.
hey, there's a wasp
I know.
nest, man. We
I don't know. Thinking about it right now, it's absolutely not something I would do. I don't know what was going on that day. I was maybe hungover, or I was in some sort of state of mind where I wasn't thinking clearly.
I'm taking this thing down right now.
But usually me, I wouldn't mess with it. But
on that day, you
that
chose
day,
war.
I was like, I'm doing it.
Damn.
I'm feeling good about it.
Chose violence that day. So did
They
so
got
the
me.
Wasp.
Yeah.
TJ, you look like you've been stung a lot.
I've been not a lot. I've probably had some similar instances. Not like trying to make them mad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
but just walking into
bad situations. Yeah.
Wasps look mean.
Yeah,
Don't they
they
do.
do.
God dang,
Yeah.
the way
freaking stinger.
they look
Ugh.
like trouble, man. You don't never look at a wasp and go, man, he's cute. That's a cool
Yeah.
wasp. I look at a wasp and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
painful. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, he means business.
Can we kill this?
Yeah.
Can we kill
They
this
do
wasp?
look. Bumblebees are just kind of like, oh, look, a bumblebee.
Yeah.
Wasps are like,
There's a few that hang out by the picnic table right out here, and every now and then they go for my lunch.
Oh,
And
is
like
this-
I have to like
is there a nest?
sacrifice some of my food. I
there
don't
a
know if
nest?
there's a nest,
'Cause
but
I
I
know a
think they
guy.
just know people. Yeah, seriously. Can we borrow that and bring it outside?
Wood carvers.
Well,
They're a nuisance, but don't sting,
that is true.
apparently.
I just
Does
can't.
anybody in the chat know if that's true? I've heard that wood carving bees cannot sting or will not sting. I find that hard to believe. They look like they'd sting you.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Carpenter bees. Is that
Carpenter
what you're talking
bees,
about?
Yeah.
Yes, they can sting.
Oh,
but
really?
Only the female ones can sting.
Oh my gosh. I've been whacking the hell out of them things. So you know what I like to do?
Thinking you're
Yeah.
good.
Well, they've been putting holes in my. They've been putting holes in the door jamb around my garage doors, and so
Wow.
it's every spring I'm out there with a tennis racket, just going to town.
Well, that's your problem. You didn't have the duster.
No. The racket gets them. Boy, you can go out there and get 12 at a time.
Just swinging
Here's the
away.
best part. Here's the best part is that they are generally docile, but will only sting if provoked, which
Yeah.
is what you're doing.
Oh man, they're standing there and like, hey, how's it going, Pam? They'll be flying, they don't even move. They're just like zzz, right above you, like 2 feet above you.
Bam.
Going, hey, what's with the rack? Oh,
You're gonna get stung again.
I'm an
You're gonna get stung
because
again.
I mean they're not. They don't think anything bad's gonna happen, right? They're docile.
Yeah.
I feel like a jerk now, but they're putting holes in my house.
You built a house in their area.
Yeah. This is your fault for
Yeah.
building the house around there.
Yeah, I should have known
you
there was a
put it
racetrack there before I moved into town.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's the track's fault.
That's funny. It says the males have a white spot on their head and the females have an all black head. So that's when you know if you're gonna get stung.
Hey, I thought more about your Portland comment with the track because it's the track's fault. Next time there's a big wreck at Talladega, I'm coming on here and be like, you know what, that track is just terrible.
Nobody agreed with me. So they all thought your idea was better.
That's
Or
weird.
They thought my idea of just get rid of the turn was a bad idea. But I mean, it would have solved the problem.
By the way, I got lots of "What's up, General?" at the track this weekend.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Priest
That's
walked by me. What's up, General? I'm
Damn,
like,
Priest.
"Really?" Yeah, Priest chimed in
Man.
on it. Yeah.
Nice.
Keep it going. Keep it
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good place to wrap up Ask Junior this week. That was a lot of fun, but thanks, Xfinity.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Xfinity, for bringing us today's Ask Junior segment. In racing and in life, speed isn't optional. It's expected. That's why we go with Xfinity Wi-Fi, fast, dependable internet, one price locked in for 5 years, no contracts, no slowdowns, no nonsense. Xfinity, a proud premier partner of NASCAR.